Good Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. 2 days. 2 days left in the year that's been 2020, and I hope you guys are having a great one. Ours is off to a great start. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Wednesday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and today in Entertainment Spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with singer, songwriter, and actor Stephen Martinez. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In Mississippi news, the Mississippi State Department of Health reported 1,943 new COVID-19 cases in Mississippi and 85 additional deaths. There have now been 210,032 COVID-19 cases in the Magnolia State and 4,719 coronavirus-related deaths in Mississippi since March. These numbers were reported on Tuesday. In national news, Senate GOP blocked swift vote on Trump's $2,000 checks. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on Tuesday blocked Democrats' push to immediately bring President Donald Trump's demand for bigger $2,000 COVID-19 relief checks up for a vote, saying the chamber would begin a process to address the issue. Pressure is mounting on the Republican-led Senate to follow the House, which voted overwhelmingly on Monday to meet the president's demand to increase the checks from $600 as the virus crisis worsens. A growing number of Republicans, including 2 senators in runoff elections on January the 5th in Georgia, have said they will support the larger amount. But most GOP senators oppose more spending, even if they are also wary of bucking Trump. The outcome is highly uncertain heading into the rare holiday week season. There's one question left today. Do Senate Republicans join with the rest of America in supporting $2,000 checks? Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said as he made a motion to vote on Tuesday. McConnell, who has said very little on Trump's request publicly, objected but gave almost no indication of his plans ahead. The showdown has thrown Congress into a chaotic year-end session just days before new lawmakers are set to be sworn into office for the new year. It's preventing action on another priority, overturning Trump's veto on a sweeping defense bill that has been approved every year for 60 years. Liberal senators led by Bernie Sanders of Vermont, who support the relief aid, are blocking action on the defense bill until a vote can be taken on Trump's demand for $2,000 for most Americans. The GOP blockade may not be sustainable in the face of Trump's demands and as senators face voters at home. Trump repeated his demand in a tweet ahead of Tuesday's Senate session, $2,000 for our great people, not $600. As Trump spent days fuming from his private club in Florida, where he is spending the holidays, millions of Americans saw jobless aids lapse, and the nation risked a federal shutdown on Tuesday. Dozens of Republicans calculated it was better to link with Democrats to increase the pandemic payments rather than buck the outgoing president and his constituents, counting on the money. Trump's push could fizzle out in the Senate and do little to change the COVID-19 relief and federal spending package Trump signed into law. In more national news, police observed no threats from Andre Hill before shooting. An officer on the scene of the fatal shooting of Andre Hill in Ohio's capital city last week didn't perceive any threats and didn't see a gun, contrary to mistaken claim by the fellow officer who killed Hill, according to records released on Tuesday. The records provide new details into the December 22nd shooting of 47-year-old Andre Hill, a black man who was fatally shot by Officer Adam Coy as Hill emerged from a garage holding a cell phone with his left hand and his right hand not visible. The city fired Coy on Tuesday, accusing him of incompetence and gross neglect of duty, among other charges. A review of Coy's personnel file shows more than 36 complaints have been filed against him since he joined the department in January 2002, mostly for rude or abusive language, with a dozen for use of force. No details about the allegations are contained in the sparse summaries the city provided from the department's Internal Affairs Bureau. All but a few were marked unfounded or not substantiated. And finally, in entertainment news, 60 Minutes keeps on the news and is rewarded by viewers. One of television's hottest shows is also among its oldest. It's not the first time that's been said about 60 Minutes since its 1968 debut. In the frenzied news year 2020, however, the success is a tribute to both durability and adaptability. CBS's pioneering news magazine is consistently one of the most watched programs on television, and its viewership is up 9% over last year, the Nielsen Company said on Tuesday. That's more than any other primetime program on ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox, and also one of only 4 to show a year-to-year increase. The key to the program's success is really smart story selection, really deep research, and really good reporters and producers out there doing the work. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Enjoy it.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Willingly accept compliments. Many people find it difficult to accept compliments, yet easy to believe criticism. Sincere compliments are gifts of praise and should be received willingly. There is no reason not to accept the gift of a kind word. The next time someone pays you a compliment, try visualizing the positive energy being sent to you. Being grateful returns this positive energy to the giver. When you reject a person's compliment, instead of a beautiful exchange of energy, an awkward, uncomfortable, negative experience is created. Compliments are rejected, usually, due to a person's lack of self-esteem. Believe good things about yourself. Try giving yourself compliments in the mirror. Notice how this makes you feel. Being sure to smile. Now try giving sincere compliments to others. Realize how great you feel when you see another person's face light up and how differently you feel when your gift is rejected. Today, make a choice to fully accept compliments. And as always, enjoy the day.
As I mentioned, Stephen Martinez is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight, right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Singer, songwriter, and actor Stephen Martinez joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the year that's been 2020 and his brand new single, Chasing Summer. Here's a bit of our conversation. At the time we're having this conversation, Stephen, we're saying goodbye to 2020, getting ready for a brand new year. What has this reflection been like for you? I know you're celebrating the new single, Chasing Summer, but what has it been like for you to kind of look at the journey that's been this year?
You know, so for me, it's been sort of a several different platform version for me. Like, so my daughter and I had spent just ample amount of time sort of away from everything at the Lake of the Ozarks, and it was for us. It became this escape, and being in the middle of the water, sort of away from it all was not only just sort of surreal, knowing that was like our only place that we could go, but it was also very comforting, and it was very soothing in the sense that it allowed a lot of time for self-reflection, allowed a lot of time for just adoring the time and cherishing the time with me and my little girl, and friends that were there as well. But when we would be sort of back home in the environment and hitting the reality of this all, the struggles were there. I think I feel for everyone in terms of what we were all experiencing, and that sort of correlates a little bit later when we talk about Chasing Summer, what that song really meant for me. Mm-hmm. I feel like this year of 2020 was a year of darkness for all, and at the end of the day, I hate that phrase, but when we look at that tunnel and we start to feel like that tunnel just gets further and further along and darker, that I think we all believe and feel and hope, and more importantly, that there's light. And I felt like this 2020 became a year of hope.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back with you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. And until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.